David Harper had always prided himself on being a model neighbor. Quiet, courteous, and unobtrusive, he kept to himself in his quaint suburban house, never giving anyone a reason to suspect that behind closed doors, he led a very different life. Each night, after he closed the curtains, David would unlock his hidden wardrobe filled with feminine clothes, makeup, and accessories. Crossdressing was his secret escape, a private indulgence that allowed him to embrace a softer side of himself. David had moved to the neighborhood a few years ago, drawn by its tranquility and the promise of anonymity. He knew the people around him only in passing, friendly waves and polite small talk. But his closest neighbor, Rachel Dawson, was a bit different. She was a vivacious woman in her early 30s, always brimming with energy and curiosity. Her bubbly personality contrasted sharply with David's reserved demeanor, and although they exchanged pleasantries often, David always kept a certain distance. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, David felt the familiar pull of his alter ego. He meticulously prepared, applying makeup with the skill of a seasoned artist, slipping into a delicate lace dress that hugged his slender frame perfectly. His reflection in the mirror brought a smile to his face. He felt beautiful, transformed, free. Lost in his own world, David didn't hear the soft knock at the door. Rachel, needing to borrow a garden tool, had decided to pay him a visit. She knocked again, louder this time, but there was still no answer. Curiosity piqued. She tried the doorknob and found it unlocked. "David, are you home?" Rachel called out as she stepped into the hallway. She followed the faint sound of music coming from the living room, where David was blissfully unaware of her presence. As she turned the corner, her eyes widened in shock and fascination. There, in front of her, was David, transformed into a vision of femininity. David froze as he noticed Rachel standing in the doorway, her mouth slightly agape. Panic surged through him, and he could feel the blood drain from his face. "Rachel, I can explain," he stammered, his mind racing for an excuse, an escape. Rachel, recovering from her initial surprise, closed the door behind her and walked towards him, a curious glint in her eye. "David, you look incredible," she said, her voice filled with genuine admiration. "I never would have guessed." Mortified, David tried to hide his face, but Rachel gently took his hands. "There's no need to be ashamed," she reassured him. "You have nothing to hide from me." David felt a mix of relief and fear. "You won't tell anyone, will you?" he pleaded. "Of course not," Rachel replied firmly. "This is your business. But if you're willing, I'd love to help. I mean, you look amazing already, but maybe I can offer some tips." David was stunned. He had expected judgment, ridicule, perhaps even exposure. But Rachel's kindness and enthusiasm caught him off guard. Hesitantly, he nodded. I would like that." Rachel's face lit up with excitement. "Great. Let's start with your makeup. It's already impressive, but I have a few tricks up my sleeve." For the next few hours, Rachel guided David through a crash course in advanced makeup techniques. She taught him how to contour his face to enhance his features, how to apply false eyelashes, and how to choose the right shade of lipstick. David was a quick learner, and Rachel was an excellent teacher. They laughed and chatted, the awkwardness dissipating as they bonded over their shared experience. As the night wore on, Rachel suggested they take things a step further. "How about we give you a new name? Something that fits this beautiful new you," she proposed. David considered it for a moment. "How about Danielle?" he suggested, a shy smile forming on his lips. "Danielle it is," Rachel agreed, clapping her hands together. "Now, let's pick out an outfit that really makes you shine, Danielle." Rachel led Danielle to her own wardrobe, filled with an array of stylish clothes. They experimented with different looks, finally settling on a chic ensemble that made Danielle feel both confident and elegant. As they admired the final result, Rachel suggested they take a walk around the block, just for fun. Danielle hesitated. "What if someone sees us?" she asked, her voice tinged with anxiety. Rachel squeezed her hand reassuringly. "We'll be fine. And besides, you deserve to feel confident in who you are." With Rachel's encouragement, Danielle took a deep breath and stepped outside. The cool night air felt exhilarating against her skin, and with each step, her confidence grew. They strolled through the quiet streets, chatting and laughing as if they were lifelong friends. To Danielle's amazement, the few people they passed didn't seem to notice anything unusual. She felt a sense of liberation she had never experienced before. Over the following weeks, Rachel and Danielle's friendship blossomed. Rachel continued to support Danielle, helping her build a wardrobe, perfect her makeup skills, and embrace her feminine side more fully. They even ventured into the city together, where Danielle experienced the thrill of shopping for clothes and accessories without fear. Rachel's unwavering support gave Danielle the courage to explore her identity further. She began attending local LGBTQ+ support groups, where she met others who shared similar experiences. Each meeting reinforced her sense of belonging and acceptance. One evening, as they sat on Rachel's porch, sipping wine and watching the sunset, Danielle felt a surge of gratitude. "Rachel, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me," she said, her voice filled with emotion. Rachel smiled warmly. "You don't have to thank me, Danielle. I'm just glad I could help you discover who you truly are." As the weeks turned into months, Danielle's confidence continued to grow. She no longer felt the need to hide her true self. Her transformation wasn't just about the clothes or makeup. It was about embracing her identity and living authentically. David Harper had found his true self in Danielle, thanks to the unexpected kindness and support of his neighbor. The bond they shared had changed both of their lives for the better, proving that acceptance and understanding could come from the most unexpected places. And so, in that quiet suburban neighborhood, Danielle walked with her head held high, a symbol of courage and self-acceptance. With Rachel by her side, she knew she could face whatever challenges lay ahead, confident in the knowledge that she was finally living as her true self. As Danielle embraced her new identity with Rachel's unwavering support, the transformation extended beyond her appearance. She began to explore different aspects of femininity, from hobbies and interests to building a social circle that accepted her true self. Rachel introduced her to a group of friends who were open-minded and supportive, allowing Danielle to feel included and understood. One weekend, Rachel organized a small gathering at her house, inviting some of her close friends to meet Danielle. At first, Danielle was nervous about meeting new people and revealing her true self to them. However, Rachel's friends were warm and welcoming, quickly putting Danielle at ease. They complimented her style and makeup, and the conversations flowed naturally. For the first time, Danielle felt like she belonged, like she was part of a community that saw her for who she really was. As the evening progressed, Danielle found herself laughing and sharing stories, feeling more comfortable than she ever had before. The group played games, shared experiences, and supported each other, creating a sense of camaraderie that Danielle had always longed for. It was a turning point in her journey, as she realized that she didn't have to face her challenges alone. The following days were filled with new experiences. Rachel encouraged Danielle to pursue activities she had always been curious about, but never had the courage to try. Together, they attended dance classes, where Danielle discovered a love for movement and expression. They also explored fashion shows and art galleries, where Danielle's appreciation for beauty and creativity deepened. One day, Rachel suggested they take a weekend trip to the beach. Danielle was hesitant at first, worried about being judged or ridiculed. But Rachel's enthusiasm was infectious, and she convinced Danielle that it would be a fun and liberating experience. They packed their bags and drove to the coast, where the salty breeze and crashing waves provided a perfect backdrop for Danielle's continued journey of self-discovery. On the beach, Danielle felt a sense of freedom she had never known before. She wore a swimsuit that Rachel had helped her pick out, feeling both nervous and excited. As they walked along the shore, the warm sand beneath their feet, Danielle realized that she was living a dream she had never thought possible. The supportive and inclusive environment allowed her to relax and enjoy the moment. During their beach trip, Rachel and Danielle had deep conversations about life, identity, and the future. Rachel's unwavering belief in Danielle's potential gave her the confidence to dream bigger and bolder. They discussed Danielle's aspirations and how she could continue to grow and thrive. Rachel encouraged her to consider new career opportunities that aligned with her passions and to pursue further education if that was something she wanted. Returning home from the beach, Danielle felt more empowered than ever. She decided to make some significant changes in her life. With Rachel's help, she began updating her wardrobe and personal style, incorporating more elements that reflected her true self. She also started sharing her journey on social media, finding a supportive online community that celebrated her authenticity. One day, Danielle received a message from a local organization that supported LGBTQ+ individuals. They had come across her social media posts and were impressed by her courage and journey. They invited her to speak at an upcoming event, sharing her story to inspire others. Danielle was both thrilled and nervous about the opportunity. With Rachel's encouragement, she agreed to participate. The event was a resounding success. Danielle spoke from the heart, sharing her experiences, challenges, and triumphs. Her story resonated with many in the audience, offering hope and encouragement to those struggling with their own identities. The positive feedback and connections she made that day solidified her resolve to continue advocating for acceptance and understanding. As Danielle stood on the stage, looking out at the faces of those she had touched, she realized just how far she had come. From a life of secrecy and fear to one of openness and pride, her journey was a testament to the power of acceptance and the impact of supportive relationships. With Rachel by her side, Danielle knew that she could face any obstacle, embracing her true self with confidence and joy. In the end, what started as a chance encounter with a curious neighbor had blossomed into a transformative friendship that changed both their lives. Danielle had found her authentic self, and Rachel had gained a lifelong friend. Together, they continued to navigate the complexities of life, celebrating each other's victories and supporting one another through challenges, proving that true acceptance and love could indeed come from the most unexpected places. Thank you so much for watching till now. It means the world to have you here. This community is all about empowering each other and celebrating the incredible journeys of everyone on their path to living authentically. If you're ever feeling lost or alone, remember you have a whole family here for you. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and let's keep inspiring each other, sending you all the love and strength in the world. Until next time, live your life by your rules.